Hi friends, this is Bear and welcome to Aussie Bear Budgets and welcome to another weekly budget breakdown. Now I think, well, this is definitely the fourth one for May, but it's also the last one. I mean, I've got another whole full week of May left, but because I'm filming this on Saturday, but because I don't get paid until Tuesday, my weekly budget runs from Tuesday to Monday. So even though there's almost a whole week of the month left to go, this is the last one for the month of May. And this is an extra surprising, I have really good news to share with you, kind of stuffing. And I will show you why. Just have a look up here to the actual income. Now, that's not actual income, but that's just where I've put it, because I have allocated $450 for this week's budget, but we're actually working with $955, and I will explain why toward the end when I get to that part of it. But, and I've got these out just to sort of show you what I mean. But anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. So, for the bulk of this, we are working with the $450. And my side hustles have been increasing a little bit again, which is wonderful. So, I might be able to switch back to what I was doing for my weekly budget breakdown before, which was the $600 a week. I'm hoping that I'll be able to do that, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, my side hustles are picking up, and I've had quite a lot of ironing in the last week, which has been wonderful. Okay, so as usual, we will be putting, as usual as in last week. Last week was the first week I did this reduced budget. But we'll be putting $150 in the groceries and $30 in the cats. I did still end up, even though like that's gone down by together combined $80, I still had rollover. So I feel really good about that. But I also didn't do the cat card last week. But I probably will do the cat card this week, because I still have the $100 gift card that my daughter gave me for my birthday for our supermarket, and I haven't used it because I forgot to use it last week. So I'm going to make sure I use it this week, and I will take the cat card money out of this week's groceries, but that's another video. All right, so we're putting in our usual $150 for groceries, $30 for cats. I don't need cat food, and I probably don't need cat litter. So I might not use any of that at all, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so savings is getting its usual $25, which brings that up to $100, which is what I need to deposit each month in order to get my bonus interest. So that's good to go. Self-care is getting $25 as well, and that brings that up to $110. Now, for the time being, I'm not getting my hair done unless, things change and I'm able to do that. But I am still getting my massage. And what's in here, that is still more than enough to cover my next massage. So that's good. And so the extra that I'm saving will just go toward the following one, because I get a massage every 4 weeks. Now $15 is going into mowing, and I'm probably going to have to get the lawn mowed again because we've had more rain yet again. So that's $120. So that's 2 lawn mowing jobs. So that's good. That's a good place to be. Medication is getting $15, and that will give it $95, which is more than what I need. That's almost enough for 2 months worth of medication, which is great. Groceries is getting $5. So groceries is the grocery buffer that is in my bank account. And this is just in case, the supermarket has sales, and, the cat food one is the same. These are buffers in case there are sales. So these are not what goes in my purse. It's not my weekly allowance. So that's $20 in groceries and $20 in cats. So this is $110 altogether, $120 altogether, $95 altogether, $120 altogether, and $20 altogether. Now church is getting its usual $50, so that will be $200. And phone is getting $10 today. And I'll tell you where the other $5 comes from in a minute. So that will be $25. Now when I come to do my savings challenge reallocation for the sinking funds, I will be buffing this up to what I need to cover the next phone bill, because it falls dreadfully short because I'm an idiot. And I just have not been putting enough money away. Okay, the rates is getting 40, that gives us 160 in the envelope and a total of $3,350. So another $150 and I have enough, or I have my goal amount for the rates for this year or for next year, because it's like you pay in advance. Yeah, because my goal amount was $3,500, so another $150 brings me up to $3,500. Now, electricity, I got the electricity bill, and I'm really, really happy with how much it was. I mean, nobody likes to pay an electricity bill, but I expected it to be more. So $580, so it was actually $570 and change or something, but $580. So I have taken out $540 from the bank. So I've just like transferred to that to where the money will come out of. So that's reduced that to, instead of $740 to $200. And then I took the other $40 out of what cash I had in there, which means that I'm putting $15 in. So that means I've got $20 in cash in the envelope. And so altogether for the next electricity bill, which will be the winter one, it'll be a big one. It'll probably be about twice that. I already have $220, which that feels really good. But I want to really attack this with the savings challenge reallocations because I want to make sure I'm well covered for the next bill, which is the big one. Okay, water is getting 5, and that puts 15 in the envelope. And there's 30 in the bank, and so that's 45 altogether. I'm still putting away $60 each week for my savings challenges, my randomizers. So that stays the same. No tax this week. I mean, I have had a couple of jobs. I just haven't set aside the tax yet. I will be doing that. I just haven't done it yet, so that'll probably go into next week. But, and here's the good stuff. I had a talk to my accountant because a couple of people, and one person in particular, I won't say who, but have wondered whether I would actually need to pay tax on the Scots Head money. And the more I started to think about it, the more I realised that possibly I didn't need to pay tax on that because it's considered a donation. Even though it's coming from other people and it's coming through my PayPal, it's not an income. So maybe I was wrong. I was thinking maybe I was wrong about being charged tax on the Scots Head money. And so the more I thought about it and the more I talked about it with a couple of people, the more I thought, okay, I need to ring my accountant and find out for sure. And as it turns out, I don't need to pay tax on the Scots Head money because regardless of where it comes from and how it comes to me, it's still considered a donation. So as long as I keep good records of that money, which I am doing anyway, to show him, which I will be doing when it comes to tax time, which is July, then that's fine. I don't need to pay tax on that. So what I have done is I have worked out what money has been contributed from different sources to Scott's Head, like the total amount that has been distributed, with exception of whatever has come in May. And I'll explain that in a minute. So whatever has come to me for Scott's Head from any of you guys, or from a couple of sales on my Ko-fi, or, money that I've contributed, I totaled up that money and then I divided it by 3, and that's what I had put aside for tax, which is $245. So I had set aside and put already into the tax envelope $245 that came out of the Scott's Head money. So that is now coming out of tax, and I'll get to that in a minute, but that means, and I just did that as a bank transfer. I just transferred it from the account that the tax money is into and transferred it to where it needs to go. So what that means is that I have $170 in cash. So it was directly bank to bank. So the cash money is still the same. So $170 in the tax envelope for cash, and in the bank I now have $1,620, which means a total for tax is now $1,375 instead of over $1,700 or over $1,600, because it was over $1,600. Oh, so I've forgotten to change this. So that number there is not right. So what I have now, including this, which is the cash money, is $1,375. Where's my calculator? Let me get my calculator. So between the envelope and cash, I did have $1,790 for tax, but I've now taken out $245 out of the bank. So 1,620 minus 245 equals, so, see, I put this in the wrong spot. This is what I'm doing. So this is 1,375 in the bank plus 170. So total for tax is 1,545. All right, so that's better. Thank goodness for calculators. All right, so what I have total for tax is 1,545. In the bank there is 1,375 instead of 1,620. So that money, this money here that has come out of tax, is going into Scott's Head because it belongs to Scott's Head. It's tax money I had taken out of Scott's Head donations. So it is going back into Scott's Head. So 245, cross that 5 out. But in addition to that, for the month of May, I have had 3 donations towards Scott's Head from some of you, or from one of you. It's actually 3 donations from the same person. I won't say who it is because she'd rather I didn't. And a total of those donations is $260, because there was 1 for 75, 2 for 75, and 1 for 110. So $260 plus the $245 tax. So $505, 505 is going to Scott's Head this week. $505. So that is the $260 donations from the month of May plus the $245 that was paid, that I had set aside for tax for Scott's Head. So now everything that is donated to Scott's Head goes directly to Scott's Head. I'm not taking any out for tax because I now know I don't have to. I hope this all makes sense to you. So what that means is, now I'm not putting all of this in cash. I have included it up here just to make things simple, but I'm not putting it all in cash because I transferred some from this account, from what was in the bank. I transferred it over. So that's why I have this here. So if we go over to tax, so this had 1,700 and something in it, but now it has, I took out, oh gosh, I'm getting all confused. I took out a $500 placeholder and I put back in 255. So I took out a 500 placeholder, put back 255, which leaves a balance of 245, which is the money that was for tax. So that's come out. So 245 has come out of here, out of tax. And that 245, so all of the tax money, I just did as a bank transfer. So what I have put in here is 245. So that's the 245 that came out of tax and has now gone into Scott's Head, but it was done by a bank transfer, not by cash. And so the amount of cash that is going into to Scott's Head this week is actually the 260 that was donated for the month of May. But it's a total of a 505 deposit. So cash in here, we have 340 and total bank is 900. And so altogether for Scott's Head, we now have $1,240. $1,240 we have for Scott's Head. Now what that means, 1,240 divided by 4. Okay, so divided by 4, that's $310. Now last year, I hope this doesn't confuse you guys, I'm so sorry if it does, but this is how my brain works. In January, the cost to send a kid to camp was $300. Now, I wanted to allow $350 per child in case there was a price increase. There may not be. But working on, let's say, $310, because that's what a quarter of this amount is, $310, we now have enough money to send 4 kids to this camp. How awesome is that? And we've still got 6 months of savings to go. But thanks to your donations, we now have enough money to send 4 kids to this camp, 4 teenagers to this youth camp at Scott's Head. Wow, how good is God? How good is God? I mean, what a blessing that is, to be able to, like, to know now that I don't have to take tax out of your donations and that the whole amount, I mean, there is, when the money comes from internationally, there is a conversion fee, but I wear that. I wear that money. So when a $75 donation is made, there's usually about a $4 something conversion fee, but I wear that $4. I'm quite happy to do that. So I can now guarantee that absolutely every cent of what you donate goes to Scott's Head, because I don't need to take tax out of it anymore. I'm so thrilled about that. I am so thrilled about that. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so that's why this sheet here now looks like a hot mess. But it's a good hot mess because it's a miracle. It's just an absolute blessing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that is this week's weekly breakdown. What a schmozzle, but in my brain it makes perfect sense, and I hope I've explained it well enough so that it makes sense to you guys. But don't hesitate if you have questions. I'm an open book, so if you have questions, put them to me and I am happy to answer as best I can. Okay, so that is the video for today. Please like, subscribe, comment and share. And hit the notification bell and stay tuned for my next video. And in the meantime, take care, God bless, and I love you. Bye-bye.